No, I'm not coming out. Wake me when it's all over. That could be somewhere where you are right about now, although you probably would never tell anyone or say it out loud. No reason why you shouldn't. Often a few weeks into and after a massive shock from a big change, like we've all had, that initial adrenaline starts to wear off, and things start to get really quite wearing and worrying for us. And now more than ever is when we need some of these really strong mindset techniques to help us through, not just us, to help us and others through. That could be your friends, your family, your loved ones, or of course the people that you're working with as well. And I wanted to offer just a few tips today. Word of caution and spoiler alert, they may not be anything totally new, but as we all know with all this stuff, often it depends on that moment in time when you hear it, and the different thought, the different emotion, the different feeling that it can trigger. And there is a huge difference there between knowing something logically makes sense and then taking that time, focus, effort and commitment to practice it, to make it a regular habit and way of thinking. So just a few very quick tips. The first being perspective. We know that this will pass. We don't know when. We're going to have good days, we're going to have bad days. My view is maximize the good days, and don't deny yourself that wallow time that we all need during the bad days. Once we've had a little bit of that wallow time, I had a day like that just myself yesterday, then we need to take a bit of proactive action and control to get back onto more of an even keel. For me, it was going for a 4-mile walk and listening to a couple of my favourite development podcasts, because that's what I do. That's how I spend my spare time. And it really did help, just to help to give me some of that perspective, and to help me to realise and remember. I knew it anyway, as I say, it just reminded me of it. It just brought it back to the fore for me, that this too will pass. So that's my first little quick tip. The second is what I call the rule of 90-10. And this one is all about how we tend to focus and use most of our energy worrying about the 90% of stuff that just generally doesn't happen. It only happens for about 10% of the time. And so there's a huge learning point here in that we have a massive choice on where we choose to put our focus and our energy towards. That's not to say that we shouldn't be prepared for the 10% when it does happen, that we've all had terrible things happen to us in our lives that we've had to overcome and to face. It's about choosing to focus our energy on what probably will not happen. So a real practical choice of where we can focus on what's in our control there. And then the final quick tip I wanted to offer and probably remind is about being kind. Be kind to yourself, be kind to those around you. For example, there might be a huge pressure on you at the minute, that once we come out of this massive period of change and upheaval, that you'll be able to speak a new language, that you'll have finally written that best-selling novel that you always knew was inside you and just screaming to get out all these years. There is no requirement to do that. These are uncharted times, and all that any of us can do is just get ourselves and each other through as best we can. So that's it. Keep perspective, remember the rule of 90-10, and be kind. That's all for now. Take care, be safe, and I will see you soon. Over and out. Bye.